Alrighty, so I decided to redo my tier list uh, from the concept of characters. I've come to realize that I wanted to do it a little better. I found a different website to make it a little better because like for instance they're just all these characters all jammed up together basically. Um, there is a problem, however. I do know the characters a lot better this time around. However, I see there's. Oh, never mind. I thought it was a new character, but I guess that's Arachne. Oh, okay. I don't know if there's anyone else here that might be new. I don't know. I haven't played Smite in a while, but yeah, it does look like there is the same cast of characters on the tier list. I know there's more than this now, but this will do just fine anyway, because I could not tell you where I would say these the newer characters would go, because I have not played since all of this. So the reason why this tier list is a little better though is um as I was saying, they're kind of all jammed up together, like all the different classes, but now you can limit it down to just assassins first and then go from there. So I can easily say what I want from basically each role, um, which is quite nice. So I don't have to keep going back and forth between damager and tank and whatever. So uh, I'm definitely gonna be a lot more because in the last, I didn't even notice it actually. I placed a bunch of people with. Oh, I did notice it, but I didn't do anything about it for some reason. But I placed a lot of people in B tier, which, well, I placed a few people in B tier and a lot of people in C tier, and I don't really know. Going back through it, a lot of the characters I placed there were actually pretty good. And B tier was basically how my A tier should have been basically, and then I had so many people in C tier, but they followed their role kind of well. But C tier technically is kind of crappy. So I'm gonna be a lot more. Um, I'm basically gonna be a lot better with my list this time around. And however, I am still gonna give great criticism for characters that for instance Achilles. I'm still gonna take a lot of points off for him having an execution, because honestly I just hate that. I hate having to worry about executions in general, yet alone coming that coming from a warrior. And it's not it's he's not a character that can just execute one person. If it was ever a given opportunity, he could execute multiple people, which is a little ridiculous. But I'll get to him when I get to him. I'm definitely gonna place him in F tier this time though. Like I said, I'm being a lot more generous with these characters, because I did place a lot of them in F tier, and I started to get out of hand. I noticed throughout the video, basically, I said it wasn't really based too much around power, more like concept, but a few of those characters were based on just power. I placed them down in F tier because they are too powerful, not really anything to deal with concept. The concept is basically just if all of their abilities follow through as the rule states. That's basically what I mean by it. And as stated before in the last video, assassins should not have stuns. They should not. I do not think they should have silences, as they have insane attack speed and damage, and they're meant to pick off your damagers. So they definitely should not be able to prevent them from attacking, because that would just be completely insane. Without any further ado, though, let's get right into it. So, because if you need to, if you need to remind yourself what I kind of criticize, I'll kind of say it throughout the video. But if you need to go back and see it on the last video, on my previous one, what I dictate on each roll should be, you can go ahead and do that. I'll try to do like a rapid fire thing instead of make it like 2 hours long. So let's get right into it. Alright, so we have Arachne. Arachne definitely serves as a great assassin. All of her abilities are basically built for being an assassin. She does have a wrap up, but that's basically all she really has, and it's not really too. It's not too bad because all she has, like, she has to like wrap you up with like abilities and basic attacks at the same time. I'm pretty sure something like that. She has an ult that really just makes her chase you down and stuff, which is basically what an assassin is built to do. Um, so Arachne definitely serves her role pretty well. I'll definitely say B tier for her. For a Wheelix is, I feel like she's pretty. She has like a lot of basically the same thing for like Arachne. She has a lot of the things that allow her to be a great assassin. Um, I don't agree with. I believe it was like her passive. It doesn't really. I forget what it. I forget exactly what it did, but I remember it was like a pretty good criticism that I had for it. But I think I went back through it, and it wasn't really too. It was kind of forgiving, so I'll kind of place her right next to Arachne for now. Um, as for Bakazura, Bakazura is a pretty awesome concept. He's uh, able to feed upon people and just chase them down. He's got good attack speed. He's so much fun to play. Leaps around like a wild animal. Kind of reminds me of like Chimera in some sense. Pretty fun. I like this character. I just kind of wish he was actually better in the game, but his concept is there. Uh, Bastlet, I think she she definitely earns her stripes as a assassin. Not much to really say about her. She fits the role. There's not much to say. She I forget like I forget if she had like I don't think she had a stun. I feel like she had something like uh I know she has like a leap. And but I mean I'm gonna be a lot, like I said, I'm being a little forgiving on it now. So I'll just place her here. Cause if like I've played the game long enough to know if a character has a stun or not, and I don't think she does. Uh and if she does, it's not like annoying as crap like the others are. So um Kamazat's pretty awesome character as well. A pretty he's got pretty cool like lifesteal. Unfortunately though, like with his ult is so his ult is like very underutilized. Like he has like one of the worst ults in the game, I'm not gonna lie. And it doesn't feel good to use either. Unfortunately. He doesn't really have he has a small dash, but that's about it. As a assassin though, I don't really feel like he's fit for jungle, honestly. Like I don't feel like he is fit for a jungler. Like I feel like he's better as like a solo lane. Like if you were to build like armor and lifesteal on him, I feel like he'd be a lot better as that rather than trying to compete with the other junglers because he's just not good enough. I feel I don't know. Because like I said, like he does follow concept, but like his ult really does not feel good to use, and he does have an amazing passive, but even his passive technically doesn't even really follow an assassin. It's kind of more like a survivalist, so that's just kind of a throwaway. Still a cool character. I love his character model. Dodgy, I personally do not particularly fond of this character right here. Oh, I just now realized there's no, can I? Hold on, guys. Forgot. What is? There we go. Okay. Oh. Uh, Sorry about that. Okay. I really forgot, but yeah, just remove that. I don't really care for it showing E. Um, Dodgy. I feel like her ult really just kills it for me. Like she has the same ult as Ares, which is just dumb. But it's even better than Ares. Like her range is like so much further than Ares, uh, and like she doesn't really. She's too good as a set. Like she pulls everyone in and just destroys everyone. Like any damager you have is just gonna die. Like it's guaranteed. Like if she has allies near her, like she should not get a guaranteed kill. Like the only way you can really counter her is if you have beads or some sort of vulnerability thing, which obviously a character like a carry would have, but if you don't time it perfectly, you're just dead. And I really do not like a character that just completely just craps on you like that. That's just insane. Uh, she doesn't really have like she has like slicing abilities, and but like yeah, like I said, her ult really just kills it for me. Fenrir is pretty awesome. Fenrir's abilities are they fit an assassin pretty well. Uh, Pounces on enemies, turns into a giant wolf and eats them like nom, and carries them away. uh, Not much to say about Fenrir. He's just good, cool assassin. I like him a lot. Hunbat's is sort of the same way. I do not like. He has a stun like his ult. Like I don't agree with assassins having stuns. That's the thing, and it hammers it so badly because his stun could just destroy you so bad. You and your entire team could just be sitting there just getting stunned by him. And in his team, like he's only gonna ult when his team's near, and then when that happens, you're all gonna die. Like his stun's like a 2 second stun if you're in the middle of it, so you're guaranteed to die if you're a damager. The only way you're not gonna die is if you're a tank, and even then you have a good chance of dying. So I do not agree with characters that just like assassins that just completely just can bury your lane basically by themselves with like one ability, because that's all he really needs is that just his ult to kill someone. Callie, the executor, basically slices a million times going and just going to town. Not too bad of a character. I really like Callie. Loki, just he fits his role as a he fits his role as a what you call it. He fits his role as an assassin pretty well. I definitely just don't feel like I hate dealing with a Loki personally. Like he puts illusions on you. He's invisible. I mean, what else do you need? You literally like he adds he when I put someone in a D tier position, basically D tier position, even if they fit their role, if it's a character that's just a complete annoyance to deal with, like you don't want to be annoyed at a game, right? So this character is definitely a character that's gonna like annoy the living crap out of you because he puts illusions on you. He is invisible. He'll just come in whenever he needs to and stab you a million times, and you'll just end up dying in like 5 seconds, seemingly. It's so annoying. I absolutely despise this character. Like he's just such a hemorrhage on the game. Oh my gosh. Mercury, nothing to really say about him. I definitely feel like he's more here though. He doesn't really. He fits the role of assassin pretty well. I just don't agree with his like like his weird little circle thing. Well, then again, I guess Fenrir has like a better one. So I guess because he can just grab you and pull you away. But Fenrir's more like a bruiser though, honestly. But I kind of put him there just because he does have like two pretty good assassin abilities. I'll just put Mercury here though. Nemesis F tier. I do not agree with Assassin having like a insane shield buff. Like her shield makes her so tanky. It is absurd, absolutely absurd. She's basically, like I said in the last video, it's basically like Geb's shield. Only really, it's kind of like Odin's shield, really, because Odin has a personal shield as well, and it kind of just follows that same principle. And ugh, it's bad. I do not like seeing an assassin just tank as much as she does. Plus, it's not like a shield that only tanks. It's a shield that also deflects damage. So it's like while she's doing damage to you, you're also any damage you do to her, you're just killing yourself in the process. It's just such BS. Nausea. Throws. I know this character like throws up into the air, stabs you. I kind of think F tier, just because she's one of those characters that can just be a hindrance on your gameplay, very annoying, just like Loki. But this character in particular is kind of like Heimdall. She literally just stalls your like. She prevents you from kind of dying for a while because like she could just lift you up like even if you're not close to death. She could just lift it up in the air, wait for her allies to come in, and just let them do all the work afterwards. Like her ult can last. I think it's like a 3 to 4 second ult, and it just lasts so long. And by that time, she'll have reinforcements, and then just absolutely obliterate you. And it's just, I hate ults that just do that. It's just so annoying, especially when you in late game she can just spam it, and you're just constantly being lifted up in the air. And if you're a support like or a tank, it's just a big problem because you need to be in the front lines, but you can't because you're just getting stabbed by nausea, and there's nothing your team or you can do about it. It's not fair. It's not fun at all. It's very hard to dodge on top of that, so really not great. Pele fits her role as an assassin pretty well. I said in the last video, like I said a lot of characters deserve to be an F tier because like I wasn't even like for some characters in particular, especially Pele, I said she was just overpowered for lifesteal, which granted she really is, but she's definitely more of an assassin role. Like she fits an assassin pretty well. I still don't necessarily agree with how much lifesteal she gets, but as her abilities go, she's pretty awesome, pretty fun to play. She's kind of like Chimera when she regenerates and stuff. So I guess that's kind of why I like her a bit. But even then, it's like she regenerate like Smite in Fault is a bit different when it comes to junglers, so it's kind of hard to really say anything really about the matter. But personally, I feel like assassins on Smite are determined to do more damage than tank, but she can kind of do both, and it's just kind of. But I'll leave her there, just concept wise, as she's good. Ratataskar. Ratataskar, he's just. I don't know. Like, he's kind of just like one of those meh characters. He's not bad, he's not great, but he has like that ult that is launched across the map. Fits the assassin pretty well. I know he has like pretty weak stats as well, so you know, having him like letting him have a great getaway is pretty nice as an assassin. Yeah, not much to say about Ratataskar. I feel I don't really have much of an issue with him at all. But as far as like concept, I don't really know if he really he fits it just kind of well. He just, but I don't agree with. He gets his own personal item. I don't know if it's still there, but that's kind of part of the reason I don't really like him as much. I don't like characters that get their own personal item. That's just kind of cheap in my opinion. Not to mention like every single Ratataskar I see, they're just like so oppressive and just ugh. But that's beside the point. Ratataskar is not really. he's just all right there. I feel. I don't know. Ravana goes. Yes. Uh, I know he has like an invulnerability thing. I don't know if that's. I don't know. I feel like having a vulner. I'll put him here. Invulnerability on anyone is just annoying on its own. Like, it's just such BS. Considering the relics in the game as well, you already get fucking relics that give you invulnerability. On top of that, this guy gets abilities. Screw that. That's annoying as crap to deal with. I hate that crap. I mean, I hate the rogues in general, but when this guy can also go immortal on his own, it's just he can go immortal for so long. I don't agree with that at all. I do not agree with immortality. That's insane. Um, Cirquet. Uh, Cirquet. I don't. Cirquet, I guess, will. Actually, yeah, she's pretty awesome. She can, like, go invisible while just sitting still, like, crouching, sort of. She has, like, poison attacks and stuff with her claws. It's pretty cool, actually. I kind of like that. Uh, pretty cool character. Set. This is kind of like reminds me of a Naros or Warframe. This is like the sand god, if you will. Uh, Set is I don't know. I don't know where to put him. I think uh, I'll put him in. I'll put him in B tier. I guess I'll put him in B tier. Set's pretty cool. Has like Shadow Walker thing, like his own clone sort of thing. Pretty cool. He has an awesome ult where he just goes in rampage mode, goes rah 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 rah, and just starts slapping people and eating them. Pretty awesome. Susano fits the role of an assassin pretty well. I'll just put him there. Chases people down. He's really annoying to deal with, but I feel like that's kind of just how Susano's playstyle is in general. He's sort of like he doesn't really have much in his kit. Rather, like he doesn't have much in his kit to really offer him. Rather, he's a character that just prevents you from escaping. No matter how much movement speed you have, you cannot get away from this guy. And that concept on its own as an assassin, not being able to get away from someone is kind of scary and just kind of badass at the same time. I don't know. Thanatos. I did say executions are annoying. However, assassins I can definitely forgive. He's really such an awesome character. I'll put him in A tier, actually. A very weak character when it comes to health, but he can regenerate that with his abilities. He has like a fan ability, which is pretty cool. He has his ult flying through the air, just like Thor. Actually, he could fly through the air, which is kind of cool. And slay on top of someone. He can speed himself up. Pretty much plays the role of an assassin pretty well. Thor is kind of like the same thing, honestly. He can fly through the air. He has a stun. Well, he does have a. Yeah, okay, yeah, he does have a stun, but it is forgiving though, because I know Thor's kit, and he doesn't really have much to offer. So giving him like a stun isn't too bad, and it doesn't really stun you for that long either. So I can definitely forgive it. Because if he didn't have a stun, he literally could not kill a damn thing. Like, his kit is so underutilized, I feel. Like, he only has, like, a hammer throw thing, a spinny hammer thing, and that's about it. Like, he can teleport with his throwing hammer ability, but, like, and that is helpful, but he doesn't have anything to stop them, so I feel like having that extra tiny bit of a stun, and really it's not even really meant to stun them. It's like that's not really its main purpose. Like it's mainly just meant to block them off so they can so they can get a few good hits in. But really, like most of the time, like you can pretty much escape Thor if you have pretty decent health. This character absolutely F tier. He is so unpredictable, absolutely ridiculous. You cannot predict which direction he's gonna be coming from or which direction his ult is insane. His ult just makes him go absolutely berserker mode for no reason. He does fit, like, his concept sort of fits the role of assassin, but he is like, it just doesn't work. He's so unpredictable. Like, Loki, at least I can predict like which direction he's going, even when he is invisible. This guy, though, I just cannot, like, you cannot predict it. It's unpredictable as crap, and it's unfair. Like, he does a lot of damage in this mode in his ult, and it's not like a thing that makes a slight change in a fight. It's a big change because it does a ton of damage. Um, like, I do not like characters that have unpredictability. It's just not MOBA friendly at all. Absolute, like, he doesn't even, and if you look at his character, it just looks like an anime, and it's just but that's beside the point. The point is, though, he really just does not fit in this world, like, as a MOBA. He does not, like, a MOBA character, he just does not fit, because he's just, like I said, unpredictable. You cannot predict his movement whatsoever, and that's what the main problem I have with him. So let's move on to another class, since all the assassins are gone. So we'll do hunters. Oh, what the? Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, that's weird. Um. Okay. So we have all these hunters. Uh. Ama's. I couldn't pronounce this guy last time. We're just gonna call him. Oh, where'd I throw him? Oh, what the heck? Oh, there he is. We're just gonna call him Cab. So Cab is, I remember correctly, he has, like, things that just buff himself. And like I said before, I am not a fan of, carries being able to do so much on their own. Like, that's the main problem I have with most carries in this game, is, like, this list of carries, it's gonna get hit hard. Like, I'll be surprised if I don't know if there's anyone that's gonna go A tier, honestly. Most carries in this game are just so ridiculous. I personally, like, it just doesn't fit. Like, most carries in this game just doesn't fit what a carry's supposed to be. I feel like it's not what I'm used to at all. Because, like, carries are supposed to be, like, they're supposed to be with their supports, but they have so many abilities that allow them to just be independent and stuff, which I'm not fond of. So anyway, Cab, I remember he has, like, a speedy attack thing. He doesn't really have much else. But he does have, like, a lot of independent, like, abilities for himself, like, to where he can buff himself and do incredible amounts of damage and everything else. So I definitely put him at C because of that. Anther is definitely going F tier. He has, like, a huge knockback. He has a giant totem thing that comes on the ground and literally slows you, like, to molasses speed. He has his ult that turns his freaking attack to a minigun. Absolutely insanity. It does not fit a concept of a freaking carry whatsoever. Slows a knockback and a minigun, basically, just shredding you. The minigun part would be alright if it wasn't for the fact that he has so many slows and things that just hammer your movement so badly. Apollo is going to be probably D tier. He can escape every situation possible. It is insane. His ult is a get out of jail free card every time. Every time you think he's going to die, he can easily escape, no matter what. It is dumb. The only way he can't escape is if someone can fly as well, or someone teleports, or someone's near his position already where he lands. It is basically most of the time a get out of jail free card, though. Artemis is also going to be F tier because she has a root thing, which, I mean, isn't really too bad, but it's still a hindrance on your movement pretty badly, too. But not only that, but she can turn you into a boar and just completely well, you can't do anything. Literally can't do anything. And you just, actually, no, I'm thinking of someone else. I think her ult's actually like a stun. Yeah, so her ult's like a stun, and she buffs her attack. I was thinking of Cerneros. Cerneros has like an ability which he turns into a boar. Artemis stuns you with her ult, and then she uses her A to like speed up her attacks and kill you. And like I said, independence to the max for these carries. I mean, they have stuns, they have attack speed buffs, they have, like just so much. And Artemis fits that category as well. Cerneros, as much as I hate to admit it, probably F tier as well because of his ult. His ult turns you into a defenseless creature. Carries already do the most damage in the game. Why are they permitted to get these attacks that just allow them to fucking kill you instantly? It is ridiculous. And it's not like, yes, I am judging these characters off of one ability, but yes, I mean it changes the whole game. Like it, you can't do anything because of that one ability. Like if you're another carry that doesn't have a stun or something, you are completely screwed against the other carry. Your support needs to be with you at all times, which granted it's supposed like that's how it's supposed to be, but the fact that you need two people to kill one guy is completely absurd. And it's not like a solo laner, it's just a carry. And this carry can literally do what both you can do by himself. It's dumb. I do not agree with that at all. Same as Shenabog. Shenabog can teleport, isolate targets, and kill them instantly. Why is he teleporting to enemies and isolating them? He's a carry. He should be behind the enemy. He should be behind the tanks and the mid laners. No, he's literally going in, silencing people down, like taking them out one by one with his ult. So broken. If you're not prepared for him, you're gonna die a lot. His ult is insane. He comes in, and it just does not fit a concept of a carry. He's just coming in like his play style is like a ranged assassin. It doesn't make any sense why he's like this. Chirion, I forget what his ult's like a sniper ability, but he doesn't really have like. I'll say Chirion's. Chirion's alright. Chirion doesn't have much, like, independence on him. Like, he doesn't do everything by himself, basically, like the rest of them do. He has an ult that is pretty insane, but I'll forgive it because he doesn't really have too much in his arsenal to really dish out like a lot of damage like the other carries in this game do. But yeah, his ult's basically like a sniper, and like I said, it's not too powerful. I mean, it's pretty good damage, but I don't think it's like insanity. So it's just a decent amount of burst that he needs as a carry. Cupid, yeah, F tier. Like he's not even a carry. I mean, he is a carry, but he's both a carry and a support. He can literally heal. He has an insanely damaging ult. He, like I said, he just can heal on his own. If he has another guy with him that can heal him as well, he's just gonna be healing the whole game. You're never gonna be able to stop him. His early game is insanely good, and his late game is pretty strong too. But his concept just it just doesn't fit at all as a carry because he's playing as a support basically. His own carry independent support. He's an independent support and he's also a carry basically. End of story. Hachiman is his concept's pretty nice, pretty fun. Rides a horse into battle like a badass. Not much else to really say about it. Hachiman's pretty. He's got a lot of abilities that I feel like in game wise should be better. He doesn't really seem like he's that strong, but I mean, concept wise he is fun and just pretty. I mean, his character model is pretty sweet too, just a samurai guy. So I'll definitely forgive him for his lack of his lack of power. Sadly, I mean, I don't know. But he doesn't really have anything that's busted about him like the rest of these guys do. Such as Heimdall, for instance. Heimdall has a ult that just basically is also a guaranteed kill because the only time you're ever going to use it is if like they're at half health, and by that time another player like you're in his ult for so long. By the time you get out of it, he's gonna have his sword ready. He's gonna drop it on your head, and on top of that, he's probably gonna have an ally with him, just going, "Oh yeah, boom, 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 boom," and then you're dead. Nothing you can really do about it. It's very, I mean, it is kind of easy to dodge if you do have a um, dash, but like it's kind of hard to tell when he's gonna do it because I like it's very easy to bait people out with it. And he does it so fast, like, I don't know. It's just really tough for you to dodge and predict. Hai Yi, I feel like he doesn't. He has massive AoEs for a carry. I can kind of forgive it though, since it doesn't do too much damage. I'll place it here though. He does also have a thing that where he debuffs the enemy, which is kind of, like I said, it's kind of dumb. But it's I forgive that as well. He isn't really like a lot of eh. He doesn't have much in his arsenal to really like he kind of needs to be a little bit more independent to fit his arsenal because a lot of carries have like good getaways or stuns. He doesn't really have either, and so having a good AOE attack is not too shabby for him. Izanami just ugh rips through towers in like 5 seconds, rips through tanks in 5 seconds. Her concept fits the role of an assassin because she just literally disappears from existence for like 10 years, it seems like. She could get escape very, very, very easily, it seems, most of the time. Uh, and yeah, like I said, she just rips through phoenixes. Like if you do not pay close attention, she will kill your titans, phoenixes, whatever in like a few seconds. It is insane. She has so much damage going for her, and that's what makes her really just like. And like I said, her concept just fits a role of an assassin. It's just anyway. We'll move on to Jingwei. Jingwei has a very very annoying kit to deal with. Just kind of like the same way with Apollo. Like, can basically escape a lot. I wouldn't say as much as Apollo, but yeah, like she can escape pretty much a lot of situations just by jumping up in the air. And I mean, like I said, I for me personally, I just really love the carry and support duo, but in this game, it's just it just really seems like you don't need it. You know, like I don't know, like it seems like the carries are so independent. Like a support really, like a support is better just ganking other people rather than helping you. It's just kind of dumb. Uh, it's not the case all the time, but it's just it definitely seems like it majority of the time, and I don't like that. The whole point of duo lane is to be, you know, two people, and it's like the roles are just too similar because the carries just get everything that the supports get, but more because they get damage rather than tank. So it's like I don't know. They're just too independent for my liking, I guess. Medusa's ult is just you can look away from it, but I mean it's not like it's hard to like bait people to look at you anyway. I mean all you gotta do is slither, like because you can't see people in the jungle, so all you gotta do is like dash out, immediately just ult, and that's all you gotta do, and you blind someone, and you probably are gonna kill them in like 5 seconds. Because she can speed up her attacks just like Artemis, and her stun lasts so long. And yeah, Nice is also gonna go F tier because she has a global stun. Granted, it won't help too well. Actually, yeah, it'll help quite a bit if you're near them because you're gonna be global holding when people are either low, so you can kill people across the map for your out. Like you can help your allies get a kill, or you can help yourself get a kill, whichever one. Very freaking good. I mean, just an insane ult. Like, a lot of these carries just have, like, ridiculous ults. It's, Rama. Oh, Rama. I don't really have much to complain about Rama. He's alright. Rama's alright. Not much to. I don't really have much to say about Rama. He just fits pretty well. His concept's pretty good as a hunter. Scotty is insanely oppressive. I'm not gonna say F tier for her. I'm gonna say probably she isn't like as independent because she doesn't really have like any getaways, so she does still sort of need support. However, like I definitely feel like she's so powerful. Like she has so many oppressive abilities for a carry. It just doesn't make too much sense. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she kind of reminds me of like Twin Blast actually. Now that I think about it, because they're both just like supposed to be oppressive carries. So I guess I'll forgive her for that. I really do hate dealing with her though. Uh, she's really strong, but I guess she really isn't too independent though, because she doesn't have like I said, she doesn't really have like getaway like the rest of them do. She does have like that ice thing, but even that won't really help her too much. Uller, one of the coolest characters in the game. Literally can switch from a bow to axes at any given point. Pretty freaking awesome. Like you don't really have many characters that can do that. It's pretty awesome. I love that. Um, his concept's just good. He's overpowered as freaking crap though, but yeah, he's pretty awesome. I really do enjoy his play style. And there's not many characters like in any MOBA really that allow you to use two different weapons, basically. So I definitely really enjoy that, especially from especially like there is characters in this game where you can like oh, what's her name, like Hell, how she can transform into like a demon to an angel sort of thing. There is that type of character that can do that, but like she just changes forms. Like she just changes from like restoration to destruction, or like tier where it's like you change from defensive stance to attack stance. This guy though, he like changes his entire kit. He changes his entire weaponry and just goes into close quarter combat, just going wah wah wah. And I really find that to be very awesome. The one carry that can like fight in close quarter combat, it's pretty sick. Um, Expellion, I feel like he would fit. Not like he doesn't really have much to complain about either. I would just keep him at B tier. I don't really have much to say about him. He's just average. He's pretty awesome. I like his character model too. He's pretty like kind of like a badass hunter sort of thing. I think we're going for. Um, last but not last but not least, yeah, we're still far from that. I don't know what I was thinking. Agni, I freaking love Agni. He has some of the coolest. Like he has an awesome play style. I love seeing him on the field. Pretty awesome concept, fits the role, but makes pretty well. Not much to complain about for me. Owl Punch, concept wise, I just do not like how he can just ult an entire lane. It just does not make sense. Like, where is the skill in that? There's no skill whatsoever. It's just pressing one ability. Like, if you're low, you're gonna die. There's no ifs or what's about it. I don't like that. It doesn't require any form of skill when you're doing that. It's just. Granted, like I said before in the last video, it's not that strong, but the concept is there, and it's just so. It's just horrible. Anubis is. Anubis is kind of awesome to play. He's just kind of like a major burst damager. Like, I don't really have much to complain. I do. Well, his wrap up is kind of annoying. However, I feel like he kind of needs it though. Like his kit doesn't really his kit doesn't really have much to offer. Like if he doesn't wrap you up, you're basically gonna die. Like Anubis doesn't have anything. Like if he doesn't wrap you up, he's dead every time. Like that wrap up is his life because his ult and his like basically every ability is just pretty tough to hit with if you don't wrap them. So I feel like I can forgive his wrap up. Um, Ao Kwong, he has insane DPS. Beside the point though, but I feel like it kind of, I don't know. He's more of an annoyance than anything. Like, I do not like fighting him ever. He's just such an annoyance. He has so much DPS, and it's just not really fair considering that he can literally just, like, when he gets you low enough, which he will in like 5 seconds, early game anyway, he'll just execute you, and he'll just get farmed up very quickly because of that. Because he'll just keep executing you left and right, and he can, like I said, he can do it very easily because his DPS early game is insane, and that's what makes him just D tier for me. His concept of an assassin as well, it does fit him. However, there is one problem. His ult. His ult allows him, like, his ult is what really drives his freaking, like, if it wasn't for his ult, he'd be, like, up here in A tier. But because of his ult, it just drives him to D tier. And the reason why, his ult allows him to play in a super oppressive, aggressive play style, which is not what an assassin should be doing. He is literally able to just... Now, I don't expect every character to act the same, but they gotta stay somewhat true to what they are supposed to be. Like, an assassin really isn't supposed to just... Like, in Smite anyway, they're not supposed to just be able to tower dive, but yet he can. He can tower dive and very much easily escape you once he executes you. Meaning that you cannot, like, you can't escape him, and he can teleport onto you as well. So he can teleport onto you, execute you, and then just dive away. And he dives a very far distance, so it is very likely that he will not get punished every time he does that, and it's so dumb. Absolutely retarded. Aphrodite is also gonna be, I want to say Aphrodite is gonna go. It's hard to really debate. I say. I don't know. I'll say this. Reason C tier, she doesn't. I don't know. She doesn't really act like a mage. She's sort of like a mage support hybrid, which is kind of a cool playstyle. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, she definitely does not fit a mage role. Cause like it says she's supposed to go mid, but like she has like a link ability that, like, you know, so it doesn't make much sense like why she would be going solo in mid when she has like a link ability, you know? It just doesn't make much sense. I don't know. It's strange. Not much to say about her though. Her kit's pretty... It's hard to really rank her. She's just kind of like a hybrid, so I feel like I feel like she's pretty good just there. Baba Yaga, she fits, well, I don't know. She doesn't really have, I don't know. She doesn't really have much to do, like, she can't really do much as a mid laner in a fight. Like, she's very, like, her abilities are very underutilized, I feel. Like, she doesn't really have too many, like, good AoEs. And, like, I don't know. Like, she doesn't really feel like a mage, I guess. I don't know. Baba Yaga is just got to be a D tier, I feel. Just doesn't feel like a mage. I don't really know what she feels like. I kind of feel like she's like, I don't know. Like, she's weird. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave her there. Like, her kit does not make much sense to me. Baron Samedi is gonna have to go also C tier. Reason being, he does fit a mage sorta, but the problem is, like, well, he gets his personal item, which I do not like characters getting their personal items, their own personal items that no one else can get. However, I do his abilities, however, for his concept, kind of fit more as an aggressive mage playstyle. So actually, you know, I'll pull him up here. There's no reason to really down him for being an aggressive mage playstyle. Um, I definitely feel like you go for damage and tank sort of for this guy, um, which is kind of a more unique playstyle for a mage. Because obviously you can't make all of them just damage, because that would be kind of lame. At least not full damage. Chanji, absolutely just F tier. She has way too much maneuverability for a mage. Well, I mean, she doesn't really have many maneuverability things. It's just the one maneuver thing she has allows her to heal like a tremendous amount. Plus, on top of that, she has like a shield and just a crap ton of damage. So personally, I just no, just no. All right, I cannot place her any higher than F. She's way too durable. Like she's way too durable and maneuverable, and just like she's tanky without any tank cards, honestly, and it's just dumb. Kronos is just one of those annoying characters. Constantly swoops you back in time, or yeah, it's just one of those very annoying characters. Not really much to deal with on his like not much to complain about on his concept. His concept's there for a mage. It's just he's really just one of those really because he makes you do the same thing over and over again basically, and it just drives you insane. Uh, I hate having to do that crap. It's so annoying. Discordia. She fits her role as like a mage. I feel oppressive mage pretty well. Um, yeah, not much. I feel like she fits her role as a mage pretty solid. Let's do Freya. Freya has insane lifesteal. She feels more like a carry that rather than a mage, but I'll put her here. She has insane survivability as a mage. Um, but other than that, like, there's not much to say about her. I feel. I don't know. I feel like she's pretty solid. Hebo, with the water element dude. I don't. He's pretty good. Not much to say about him. Well, yeah, he gets like a speed boost thing from it. Like he has a slow thing, but it really benefits him. Like, like he can slow you down, but it's basically like a straight pass, so you can very much like dodge it and not even go in it. But it benefits him mostly because uh, he can like speed himself up while he's on that path that he made for himself. So it's just kind of like his personal escape, which, granted, every mid laner really does need that because the jungler is going to gank you pretty early. Hell, I don't know how I feel. I feel like she's more like a. I feel like she fits with Aphrodite, just like a hybrid mage sort of thing. Though actually, no, she does fit at mage a bit more than Aphrodite. Definitely a lot more than Aphrodite. I feel like she does heal like a crazy amount. Like she's kind of broken because of it, but concept wise, it is pretty awesome seeing her two sides, her evil and light side, and just yeah, she's a pretty awesome character. She reminds me of Seraph, because that's the same thing that she did as well, changing from light to good and stuff, or light to dark and stuff like that. Hera F tier. I absolutely hate fighting this person. Literally the second most broken ult in the game, in my opinion. Uh, her ult is basically just a personal meat shield, and considering she has so much burst damage as it is, having a tank on top of that is just absurd. Like, this tank just seems like it's so much tankier than any other like Guardian tank. It is so powerful. It seems like it never goes down in a fight. It just keeps going, and it's so annoying. It will just keep diving and diving and charging you. I mean, it will die pretty rapid. Like, it'll die kind of quick while it's under a tower, but I mean, by that time, like Hera probably already killed someone. Honestly, like it's yeah, she does so much burst damage on top of that with just having her own personal tank escort. It's just absurd in my opinion. Uh, Isis gets like a ridiculous stun. It is ridiculously strong, and she gets combos it well with her abilities. I do not agree with mages having a stun. It's a pretty long stun too. And her kit is pretty strong. Like with that stun, like I said. So I don't know. I feel like she's just so annoying. Reminds me of Bellica. I hate Bellica. um, Janice F tier. Like if you're not aware of his ult capabilities, you are so screwed because literally he can teleport his entire team to your Titan and end the game right then and there. And it is not fair whatsoever. He should not be able to teleport you into the main freaking area. That is insane. Not to mention that he's like really. He also combos well with his abilities. He can teleport. He can literally put a portal below you. He can literally use his other ability that just does a crap ton of damage to you. And by that point, you probably lost either 50 or 75% of your health. And yeah, so Janice is just not fair to fight at all. Kukulkan, B tier. I feel like I said in the last video, his ult is like very underutilized. Like you can't like all. Unfortunately, Kukulkan's like play style, like it does fit a mage for sure. He has escape with his A. He's got a NATOs and stuff. But like the thing is about him, he's such a boring character to play because he has only two things he really uses in a fight. He just spams A and B. His X, I mean, like his spin attack, he won't really use that too often, unless he's just trying to like finish you while you're low. I mean, he'll use it if he has like a lot of mana, but I mean, most of the time he's just gonna be spamming A and B, his NATOs and speed ups, and I don't know. I feel like Kukulkan's kit is kind of just underutilized. It's just nothing you can really do. It's very repetitive play style. Merlin. Actually, our first S tier is going to be Merlin. Merlin, hands down, has the best abilities in the game. Hands down, easily. He has the coolest abilities in the game. He has 3 types of elements under his sleeves. He has the power of the void, he has fire, and he's got, I think it's like either water or ice abilities. But yeah, ice. I think it's ice. And it is just so badass. Like he's just constantly just throwing all these, like he has like a bunch of abilities that can span with all these different elements. It looks like every single one of them looks really amazing, and I love Merlin's abilities a lot actually. Definitely, and his concept is like perfect for a mage. Um, Absolutely 100% perfect. Nux. Actually, 110% perfect for him. Nux does her job as a mage. Not much to say about her. Just does her job as a mage. Her, her ult throws like a giant bomb, like a nuclear warhead. It's pretty insane to look at, but yeah. I mean, I don't got much to say about Nux. She's just there. She does her job as a mage. Not much to say about her. Nuwa, I feel like she's one of those characters that's just really just she definitely fits a role pretty well, pretty easily, like pretty well as a mage. I don't have anything I disagree with her about. Like even her one ability, which I think I would disagree with if it did a lot of damage, is her global ult, where she could just like jump up in the air and kill you or shoot you. But most of the time, like, even if you're at, like, 100 health, it doesn't even kill you somehow. I don't know how it doesn't kill you. But it most of the time won't kill you. Even if you're at low health. Oleron absolutely F tier. In fact, I might, if I, you know what, I'm not going to do it, but I would literally put him a tier below this. I hate him so much. A crit, like a critting hitting mage. A mage that has his own area of damage. Magical crit damage. He has his own form of damage that no one else has. He has a very OP ult that allows you to literally use it in a team fight. It slows the entire enemy team to like super molasses. Boom! And literally just destroys you instantly. And it's absurd. It really freaking is. I hate Oleron. He is by far the worst character in this game. Just so broken. So, like, he does not fit a role of a mage. He is a carry with a mage abilities. That is it. A mage with... A carry with mage abilities. It's so stupid. It's the dumbest hybrid ever. It is so busted. Absolutely ridiculous. I hate it so freaking much. Everything about his kit is just... I just cannot stand it. His kit is just unlike any other mage. Like, critical magical damage. You can't build for that. Like, you can't, no one can build for that. And tanks can't even counter it. Because there's no items like that can actually protect you from magical crit. That's the problem. So it's just, God, it's just so dumb. On to Persephone. She's also gonna be F. She has a ult that just traps you in a cage. You gotta hit it like a bunch of times to get it out of it. She has like very OP plants that just blow you to hell. And she can die, come back for a brief moment. She does a lot less damage, but she can still kill you in that form. So you gotta be very careful with Persephone. But that ult just really takes away what she is, and that's supposed to be like a heavy bursting. Like, she's a heavy bursting mage with an OP stun. Makes absolutely no sense, but whatever. Poseidon. Poseidon is gonna be D tier, mainly because he is an annoyance. He's lucky he doesn't go into F because of his silence ability. He has a thing where he can silence you, but I do kind of forgive it a little bit just because his kit is kind of underutilized. Just a bit, though. But, like I said, he also hits as hard as a damn train with an ult. And, I mean, his concept is pretty good except for the silence thing. But he does fire like 3 projectiles, which is kind of interesting. Since he has like a trident, so I guess it's kind of cool. But for the most part, though, Poseidon's just... I'll move him up here. I don't know. He does, like, his other ability, like, all his abilities are pretty cool and fascinating, and they fit a mage. It's just, I don't like his silence. His silence really just discourage, like, it's not like a silence that doesn't last long. It's a silence that lasts for a long time, and it's really annoying, and you're trying to catch up to him, and you can just use it. He also speeds himself up to, like, ridiculous speeds, to the point that where you cannot catch him most of the time when he goes into that form. But I will forgive him because he does have a pretty cool arsenal. Pretty cool kid, I mean. Raw is Raw's kind of just like Aphrodite, just kind of like a mage support. However, I feel like he's definitely able to be more. He's definitely able to be a mage a lot more than her. He doesn't have any getaways really, so I do forgive him for having a healing ability, because he does get a lot more sustain early game with that. Uh, he has two line abilities. His one that falls from the sky and one from his forehead, which his forehead one's like his major ult thing. He's pretty awesome. I feel like he's just not able to do too much though. Like you can easily avoid his abilities. I feel so giving him a healing thing is actually like really good. But like even with it, unfortunately in the end game wise, he's not really that good. I feel like he's very easily outmaneuvered and killed. However, the concept is there and it's pretty awesome. Rajin, hell yeah, Rajin's fun. He's awesome. Drummer boy, bum bum boom bum 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 boom, bum bum boom bum bum bum. Fucking just going to town with those drums, boy. Basically Mage Narbash, if you will. Uh, but yeah, I love Rajin. He's got a teleport as his getaway. Like I said, a lot of mid laners do need a getaway. As long as it's not like ridiculously good, like Janice. Um, Granted, he does gotta use his ult for that, but still, whatever. We already went over Janice. Rajan though, I love Rajan. His ult's awesome. Just about everything about Rajan's awesome. All right, like he does his job as a mage pretty awesomely. I love him. I love Rajan, drummer boy of the ages, boy. Um, Skillia, pretty sure she's the one with the dogs, right? Dog ult, whatever, where she gets a long stretch thing. Um, she gets pretty good AoEs. I'd say she's pretty good as a mage. Not anything to really too complain about. She doesn't. I don't think she really has any stuns. Because I definitely remember any character that has a stun, and I do not think she has one. And if so, it's not really that much of a hindrance on you. Uh, Soul. She's alright. She's an alright character. Well, I'll put her up here. Soul is pretty awesome. Um, I do hate her getaway though. Her getaway is pretty freaking good, but I will forgive it. Her abilities are pretty awesome to look at, to say the very least. Um, I don't know what to really say about Soul. She just does her job pretty well. I feel as a mage. None of her abilities are like that much of a pain in the ass to deal with. So, we'll just leave that there. Morgan, I F tier. I do not like how she can just steal other people's build and abilities and characters. Like that's just kind of dumb. It's just like there's no punishment for being out farmed basically because she could just take the form of the strongest character on the enemy team and literally just use it against them, and then she'll just gain like so much farm from that. And I just do not like that. It's not fair at all. So I do not like Morgan's just like a completely unfair character in my opinion. Thoth is also just F tier because of how much absurd range he has. He does a lot of burst damage. He has a lot of freaking, which he is supposed to be a burst mage, but he shouldn't be doing that from like 10,000 feet away. It's insane. Uh, he can ult a fast distance away as well. He does so much from a distance. Like he's super safe to play basically, and I can't stand that crap. It's so annoying to deal with. Vulcan. Not much to say about Vulcan. Yeah, I think Vulcan's pretty cool actually. Vulcan, I did say he was kind of crap in the last version, but I guess I'm being more forgiving this time around and looking at more. I'm looking at a more perspective, better perspective this time around. Because Vulcan actually plays as like a defensive mage. Like you do not want to be an aggressor. Like you can be an aggressor if you're fed, but if you're not fed, you want to play at like a defensive player. You don't really have much of a getaway. Your main thing is defense, and that's why you get like turrets and things that basically hinder your opponent's movement a bit. Um, but for the most part, like you want to play defensively as a Vulcan. Zeus, Zeus, very annoying to deal with. It's just so hard to not get hit by him. His ult, his ability, his shield thing, just constantly stacking on you. I I hate fighting Zeus. He is just ugh. However, I cannot discourage that. He is C tier. Because he does fit the role as a mage. I definitely just find like characters. He's just one of those characters I really just find annoying. But his concept does fit a mage pretty much perfectly, so I gotta forgive him for that. Zong Q is going to be, we'll say B tier. I don't see any problems with Zokyu. He does his job as a mage. He's kind of like a defense. It's kind of like a tanky mage, but it's nevertheless a mage. Pretty. I haven't really played him, but I've seen him. It's pretty cool. All right, so on to our warriors. So we have Achilles now. As I stated, I am taking points from him just for having an execute alone because I feel like it just does not fit him having an execute. However, I will say the remainder of his abilities do fit a warrior, and thus will put him at C tier. I definitely do not agree with him having that execute, but I would definitely keep him there. Alma, I said last time she was also F tier. Alma does not deserve F tier. Uh, I feel like she also goes C though. She doesn't really go any higher. She does do warrior things, of course, but it's just like another one of those annoyance hindrances, basically, characters. But they do follow their rules. So, like I said, like for Zeus, the annoyances, because you don't, like I said, you don't want to be annoyed at a game, right? You don't want to be annoyed at a game, and these characters are like the ones that do that to you. And I feel like putting them here is okay. So we'll just move on. So Baloney, uh, very oppressive, very oppressive. Has a lot of different. She's also a character like Uller that has like a bunch of different weapons you can choose. Like she has like a whip thing. She has a giant sword, a giant hammer. She's pretty awesome. I won't lie. I'll put her at A tier. Very fun, very berserker gameplay. Really does feel like the God of War, basically, or whatever she's called. Is it God of War? I forget, but I don't remember. I don't remember the title, but Chalk, Chalk is kind of cool. Uh, I definitely feel like he's the Rain God. I feel like he goes here. I don't see much of a hindrance with like he's not annoying. He's not too annoying. I mean, his healing's really annoying at the beginning, but after that, like Chalk really isn't like too powerful. Chalk's kit though is pretty awesome. I like his kit. Teleports with a giant axe. He can do an ult that basically slams his giant weapon on the ground, causing damage. Heals a crap ton with a cloud over him, which is kind of cool. Not much else to say about him. Just basically a survivalist warrior, if you will. This guy, Chikolkin or whatever, Chicholin, I don't know, but basically he turns into like a giant wildebeest thing, or Tasmanian Devil, my bad. Tasmanian Devil. He turns into the Tasmanian Devil, and she goes, rah, 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 and and basically he's pretty awesome. The watching combat. Basically, he doesn't have mana. He bases his attacks and abilities are based off his anger, which is really really interesting. Um, Definitely does his part as a warrior, and this is kind of cool to see. Erlich Shen got nothing to complain about. Um, he is really tough in jungle lane for whatever. I've seen them play jungle and they're really tough to deal with. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Erlich Shen does his job as a warrior. So I I don't know. This like a lot of these characters, I don't really have too much to say about them. There's just not really much in their kit to really talk about. He fits his role as like his warrior concept pretty well, so we'll just say that much. All right. Guan Yu also with his horse ability, he's like a very he's a very aggressive warrior. Very aggressive warrior. He's very fun to play. I love playing Guan Yu. He's like one of my favorite one to play. I have to say for concept, I feel like he's A tier. Honestly, he does his job pretty well. Um, Hunkules. Uh, I'm gonna be a little biased for Hunkules. I'm putting him in an A tier because he does fit his job as a extremely oppressive warrior. Very very oppressive by just knocking you around like a pinball machine basically and throwing a 3-ton boulder on your ass. But I don't know. I really love Hercules. Like he's badass. His he's just a legendary god basically. A legendary warrior really. I The tale of Hercules is just amazing and partly the reason why, but also Hunkules is also just he's just a really good warrior. He's just oppressed like he's what you expect a warrior to be, just oppressive just like Belena over here. Just extremely aggressive, just going to town on your ass. Like just oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Horus Horus is gonna go. I really enjoy playing Horus. I'm gonna have to say, he has like shields. He has like he's kind of weird. He's like a supportive warrior, but he can. I mean, he can definitely do. He can definitely like hold his own in warrior lane. I feel he has pretty good like sustain. Uh, that I definitely feel like he's better as a support personally, but he definitely can do his part when he needs to as a warrior. Um, Not much else to say about. Like he can play a warrior and a support. He can play. He oh, I mean he couldn't play. He couldn't play mid. But he can play two different roles, which is really awesome. So I'll definitely play some there. King Arthur. King Arthur is S tier. Reminds me a lot like Greystone. Just hard as hell to kill. Constantly diving into big fights. Constantly just ripping people to shreds at any given moment. Really fun play style. Really aggressive. Very just like he has a very fun and fluidity like play style. And what I mean by fluidity is basically just he non-stop attacks. Like he is non-stop hitting something, no matter what. No matter what ability he's using, he is just non-stop just going to freaking town with his abilities, and it's just so much fun. Just going absolutely berserk everywhere you go. Mulan, B tier. Very aggressive playstyle, pretty fun to play. Not much else to really say. Nike, I like her shield a lot. Her shield's pretty awesome. Just pushes people away, defends herself from attacks. Um, I'm gonna say she plays a good warrior role. Um, Odin, one of the more fun characters to play. Definitely put him at A tier. Literally just trap. Like he has a good concept. Uh, he looks badass, but that's beside the point. Um, Odin. Yeah, not much to say about Odin. He's got an awesome shield. He's got a good. His ult's really fun. Just putting it down on someone and you just go to town on him in like a boxing ring, basically. Um, yeah. Odin's like one of the. He's really fun to play. Very tanky warrior, to say the very least. Stays in the fight for a very long time. Osiris. Osiris is also like really fun. Definitely placed in B tier. Uh, very, very aggressive and sporadic a lot of times. Uh, has like a thing that this, like basically just tosses down like like he does a lot of like rapid damage sort of, but I don't know how to explain his kit. He's kind of weird. Like he has like a weird thing where he can like charge himself up to turn into like this blue figure, and just after he gets maxed, he just like goes to town, and it's awesome. Sun Wukong. Who am I kidding? He's just so annoying to deal with. Like he can escape like every situation. He can heal like a shit ton. He does pretty good damage. I mean, there's no downside to him really. The only downside he has is like every character has a weakness. Sun Wukong really doesn't seem like he does have one. The only weakness he has is like I don't even know. Like I don't even think he has a weakness. Honest to God. Uh, Hey, I guess his weakness is mages, because that's really every warrior's mage. But like every warrior's weakness is a mage, because they're mostly playing physical the whole game. But like even then though, like, he can just easily rush them and just destroy them. And then if he gets hurt, he gets heal his ult. So I don't know. Tier A tier. A tier for my boy Tier. Um, very awesome. Has two different play styles, offensive and defensive. Actually changes like stats as well. Uh, changes their stats, changes the ability of what they do. Pretty awesome. I love playing Tier. Really fun playing him. Vamana. Vamana. Very tanky. Very, very tanky. Very aggressive as well. I definitely place him at B tier. Does his job perfectly as a warrior. Chases people down, beats the crap out of them as a giant boy. And, yeah. Not much to say. Just really aggressive and insane to play. Alright, well, as you would expect from me, I saved the best for last. And I won't be stuttering as much because there was a couple characters. Like I said, I do know all these characters a lot better. There's a few that I don't really know too well. Like I said though, I definitely know like the more annoying characters. But like I don't know. But I have played every Guardian a lot of times, except for Ganesh. But Ganesh is really like the only one I don't really know. But I know how he functions. But this, wait a minute. What? Hades, the Guardian. What? I was wondering where Hades was. Okay, well that's weird. Um. All right. Well, like I said, I I'm more than ready for this because I know these guys really well, very well. So, my boy Ares. So he's gonna be going. I would have to say Ares does his job as a tank. He buffs his team. He, he's very oppressive with his chains and flamethrower. He can pull them in. He has to make them waste their ults, or not his ults, but their relics to be able to save themselves from Ares. He does his job as just a hindrance on them. Uh, Nothing else to really say about Ares. Artio is a good tank. She can heal with her human form, and she can do damage and stun with her bear form. Pretty awesome play style. I love playing Artio. She's one of my favorites. Uh, Very, very aggressive playstyle if you keep switching back and forth. It's like constantly spamming those abilities. Athena, last time I placed her in B tier, I don't know why I did that. Because she actually fits her role as a tank 100% perfectly, actually. Everything she had, like, she's probably like one of the best tanks, actually. I don't know why I placed her so low last time. Uh, like, she might be even better than Kepri in some ways as a tank, because she can, like, taunt people towards her. And, like, that's just, like, one of the biggest core tenets of hers, is just being able to pull people in to attack her. Plus, you can teleport across maps, so that's also very helpful. Botch is very toxic, very, very annoying, very annoying. I don't feel like he really fits his role as a tank though. He doesn't really like he stuns, sure, but like I don't know, like apart from like just goofing off, Botches really does not have much in his kit to offer. He doesn't have any like he plays a role as a very aggressive, very very aggressive tank, and that's really not too good to be honest. Because you're supposed to be a support, not a aggressor. Because that's the carry's job to be kind of the aggressive one. I don't know. Like Botches is just no. I don't think Botches really plays support too well. He's more of like a character you don't play. Let's just say that much. Kambraken is also the same concept. This a super aggressive playstyle. I do not give a damn. Like when I'm playing Kambraken, I do enjoy him a lot playing him. But honestly, I do not play him to support my carry. I play to kill, kill, kill. I do not care about my carry as when I'm playing Kambraken. My carry is literally cannon fodder to me because literally Kambraken's playstyle is just so. All he does is be an aggressor, and that's all he can be. He does not support in any given way at all. He's completely useless as a support, and only plays as an insane aggressor. Cerberus, freaking insane. Lifesteal Cerbs is busted. But besides that, Cerberus does his job as a bruiser tank. He doesn't have really any supportive things like Kambraken, but he does he does make people back the hell away from his carry, because if you don't get away from him early game, he's gonna beat you to shreds. Like he has that three-headed flamethrower ability, and it's so strong. And when he lands all three of his like fireball abilities, he can literally stun you with that, and your carry can get some good hits. And since you're a bruiser, you do that extra bit of damage early game, and you can also jump on them, giving them those like kind of like those souls, and then you can hit them to get your life back even more, making it insanely good. Cthulhu S tier because he is just a force of reckoning. He turns into like a skyscraper behemoth, just reckoning the entire world and just causing complete chaos, healing and damaging everything in sight, healing all of his allies and damaging all of his foes, and just tanking so much. He gets increased health, increased mitigation damage. He gets more damage on his side too. His abilities are more rapid, more damaging and everything. He is so tough in his ult, and he is aggressive as crap. He doesn't really play much as a support. Rather, he is just a bruiser tank, just like Cerberus. But he is just a force of just complete and utter annihilation when he's in his ult. He is just a tornado of destruction waiting to happen. Uh, Fafnir. Fafnir is also one of my mains, one of my boys. Uh, does his job as a bruiser tank with his dragon form. His dragon form is pretty good for damage. His hammer can stun pretty well. He's got a buffing ability for his allies to give him more attack speed and a little bit more damage. Uh, he can actually go over the limit of tankiness as well, which is pretty awesome. Like he can go over, like he can reach like 350 armor rather than just 325, which makes him a lot tankier than most. Because when he gets to 350 armor, you are pretty damn strong. Not gonna lie. Yeah, so he's pretty good. Ganesh is gonna be C tier. All he really does is just silences. He doesn't like as a tank. I don't really want like silences are good. Don't get me wrong, but like you need stuns too as a tank, and really like Ganesh doesn't really do that. He does have pretty good supportive passive to where he can like when he gets a kill, he gives it to his damager. But like, I don't know, like the way that he's played as and the way that his abilities work, you're hardly ever gonna get a kill with Ganesh. And even if you do, I mean, it doesn't mean anything. You just give it to your ally anyway, and your ally is gonna be doing most of the damage, like all the time anyway. All you're doing is just silencing people and doing a tiny bit of damage here and there, but for the most part, like you're just there. You're not really doing much, honestly, most of the time. Geb was also pretty low on my tier list, which I'm kind of disappointed in myself for doing that because Geb is like Geb. I said Khepri followed a tank perfectly, but Geb also follows a tank perfectly. He can charge into battle with his boulder ability. I don't really like playing Geb, but that's probably why I placed him below. I was kind of placing like opinion more than concept. His concept is good for a tank, though. I mean, his concept of like his passives and everything is basically all related to a tank. I mean, he has a powerful shield he can give him to himself or his allies. He's got a knock-up ability. He's got a stun. He's got a fucking, you know, cannon ability where he hits someone and he just makes them go flying across the map. His passive reduces crit, which is really, really, really helpful. And yeah, Geb is really good. Hades is sort of like Baron Samedi, just a mage tank hybrid. Pretty aggressive playstyle. I'm not one to really play him too much. He's really annoying to deal with. Well, yeah, he's really annoying to deal with. He's a really oppressive. He constantly puts a fear ability on you. I do not like fear abilities at all. It's really dumb, and I hate it. They have it for Hunbats and Hades. It's so stupid. Like a god just running away, like a bunch of gods running away from something. It's just kind of stupid in my opinion. Yeah, that's all I really gotta say. It's just he's just like a complete annoyance. I hate fighting Hades. He constantly spams that fear ability. It's just I like I said, I hate fear abilities. Dumb. And like I said, his concept is there. It's just that fear ability. He can just spam it. And it's just so annoying. I hate it. It's the fear ability almost takes the immersion out of the game because you got to believe that all these gods are running away because he moved his hand a little bit. Like it's so stupid. But anyway, Jormungandr, one of my boys. I'm not gonna place him S tier. I don't think I'm gonna place him A tier. A tier because he's really aggressive. He's not really a supportive tank. He's kind of just a bruiser. But he's really fun to play. He can get away from like most situations, which is kind of annoying to deal with if you're fighting him. But I mean, he is the world serpent, so you wouldn't expect him to be an easy kill. So it is kind of nice to see that he can't be killed easy. Um, he can go underground. It's pretty awesome. Not much else to say about him. He does his job as a bruiser, and he just acts like a world serpent because he can literally just travel across the world pretty much in an instant. Uh, Capri, Capri, S tier. I love Capri. He's the best. He's my favorite character. He's adorable. He's awesome. All of his abilities are awesome. He pulls them. He pulls people to your team. Just he grabs people and pulls them to your team, basically giving your team a free kill. He roots people down. He debuffs and buffs. Like he debuffs the enemy and he buffs your team at the exact same time with his one ability, which is fucking amazing. And he has an ult which revives people. He has a aura on his own aura that allows him to give you a bit more shielding, and you can benefit that even more with other auras similar to it, like healing and armor and stuff. So you can benefit people a lot more as Kepler than anyone else because of that aura. And he's just he's awesome. I love fucking Kepri. There's nothing to complain about Kepri. Kumba does his job. He does his job as a tank a lot, but he's just his stuns are just so annoying. Like I know I said that like stuns are not too bad on a tank, but he kind of draws the limit a bit. Like considering that he can just constantly stun you. He has 3 stuns, and granted one of them is his ult, but I mean in late game it charges like 30 seconds, and in late game he also does stun. Like his stuns are rapid. His stuns are just rapidly just coming at you. It is he is so annoying to deal with. His character design is just awful. I hate looking at him. He's just so dumb to look at. His passive is annoying to deal with as well. You gotta hit him a certain amount of times and he goes down to even kill him permanently. Not that it really matters too much since he doesn't really get much health or anything when he comes back to life, so you can pretty much kill him anyway, even when he gets up pretty easily. But yeah, he's just a really annoying character to deal with. He does his job as a tank, but it's just I don't know, like it's just so annoying to dealing with his dumb stuns. And he's annoying in gameplay wise because he's just constantly I mean, it's funny, sure, but it's just so annoying just having this sleeping giant basically just constantly just stunning you. It's just so dumb, in my opinion, considering like all these characters are like so serious and stuff, and you just got this. I don't know. But Kuzenbo F tier. Like he is. His concept is just. I mean, he's a tank. That's about it though. He doesn't do anything supportive. He has no supportive abilities. His X ability is completely worthless. He has reflection damage, but it's nothing. Like it's nothing compared to Nemesis Shield. It's nothing compared to the Thorn's Relic, or even the freaking chest plate that you can get to reflect damage as well. It's nothing compared to any of those. His grab is completely garbage, cause you gotta turn around and then charge. Because if you like, say for instance you're facing the same way your carry is, which is probably gonna be you're facing their tower basically. You basically gotta like turn them around just to try and push them into your tower, and even that doesn't work. So basically, what you gotta do, you gotta sneak behind them, and then do the grab, and even then, it probably won't get them in the tower. And I don't know. It's just he's so worthless. and his ult just does so little damage, and it makes it harder for your damagers to do damage when you're just bouncing them around like a pinball machine. Like, your carry will not be able to hit them as easily when you're just constantly swinging them around like that. Kuzenbo is really just an irritation, nothing more. He does not do a good job as a support. He only does a job as a tank, and even that is not as like he's not as good of a tank as Cthulhu or Geb. Like, those two tanks are a lot better, and honestly, Fafnir is probably a better tank as well because of that buffer of armor. Same as I think Achilles. Sobek, very aggressive, does his job as a tank. He's very annoying, but he's not this annoying. He's not Kumba annoying. So it definitely is forgiven. Sylvanas, a healing tank, which is pretty awesome. Gives you mana, gives you healing, he's basically the all-around just num feeder. So, too bad he can't give you XP though, because that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, Sylvanas does his job. Like, he's a very nice healing, supportive tank. Nothing else to say about him. Terra, I don't find Terra really annoying. Terra does her job pretty well. I definitely put her just here. Yeah, Terra just goes there. She's not too annoying to deal with. She heals a lot, just like Sylvanas, but she does her job. Honestly, she does her job as a tank. Just tank it to like a brawler support tank, basically. X10, another bruiser class. I'll actually put him up here. His concept is really good as a bruiser. Just constantly he's really, really berserker, just like Bellina. Like, he's just jumping around like a maniac, toss people around like a fucking salad. I don't know, but yeah, he's really aggressive, and he has such a berserker, fun bruiser play style. I kind of like it a lot. Yamoja is just annoying. I hate Yamoja. Yamoja just has a undodgeable ult. She can block off an entire lane, and it's just so annoying. And if she's going for damage, it also does a crap ton of damage on top of that. It's an unblockable thing, basically. Like, if you don't see it coming, you're gonna be trapped, and you're just gonna be getting hit by all of her allies on top of that. And yeah, it's not fun. And her kit doesn't even make sense. It's just a mage. She has no tank abilities, none. All of her abilities are just a mage abilities based, and all she has as tanks is just her stats are boosted as a tank, but really she's a mage. So, without further ado, the last character is Ymir. And I'm gonna say D tier. Sort of the same principle as Hades, just really annoying. Well, I'll put... I don't know. Well, I guess I'll put him at B tier. Fine, fair enough. He freezes you, sure. He does a lot of damage, but his concept as a tank isn't really too bad. I mean, he can block. He's a support, right? So he can like block off jungle ways. So he can't the enemy team can't follow you as easily when you have a Ymir behind your back. Even if they teleport beyond your wall, he can freeze them for you. So you can definitely escape with a Ymir on your team. He's got boosted up stats, so he's pretty good as an early game tank. And that about wraps it up. This is the new tier list that I have made. So we are at the end. Thank you for going through. If you watched this, the part 2, if you will. I feel I'm a lot more happy with this one. Uh, the other one was just a little kind of. It had a lot. I'll be honest. It had kind of a lot of bullshit in it. Just because there was so many people in F tier and really like it had a lot of people in F tier and really a lot of them had no reason to be. This one is a lot better though. And like having more people in S tier. I definitely like having just a few people. I always put only a few people in S tier because like these are like by far favorite characters basically. Like when I put someone in S tier, that basically is beyond like what most people consider S tier. Like S tier for me is like legendary status. These characters right here are considered legendary in my opinion. Legendary badass characters. And the main reason for it is because they stay perfect to their rule. Like 180% perfect to their rule. Uh and that's what makes them so good. And their powers just look insanely impressive, especially Merlin and Cthulhu. Like they just look insanely cool. Arthur looks awesome. I love Arthur's abilities. Athena and Kefri are just really good tanks, and Geb is also just a really good supportive tank. Um, but yes, uh, I am kind of. It is kind of weird that I did put 4 Guardians up here. I was gonna put him up here, but I don't know. I don't know. I like I said, I feel like Guardians are just a thing that I just endure. Like I like a lot more because I feel like a lot of Guardians have a lot more creativity into them. I don't know. Like if you look at all the Guardians, like most of them are like animals and creatures and etc. Like literally like I mean there's like that. It's like that for the mages and everyone else, but like the Guardians especially though, they seem to have like the most variation when it comes to species and I mean none of them are the same. Like none of them. Like you have a human, you have a ginormous like swamp monster, you have a rock sentinel, a giant crab, you have a giant snake. I mean all of them are just like completely different. But anyway, that's the new tier list. Like I said, I'm feeling a lot better with I guess a redemption of my shitty version of this, because I definitely didn't agree with a lot of it. Like I feel like this is a lot better because I felt like Kepri and Cthulhu in the last time. I felt like they're kind of the same place, but I really wanted to show in the last video that Kepri was just like my overall just beast favorite. But really, like all these characters are like legendary status in my opinion. Anyway, so without further ado, thank you, thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, anyway. Um, I'm feeling a lot better with this. Uh, Definitely a lot less in F tier. Um, like I said, there's still a lot of characters I am really annoyed with. Like when it comes to like, it's basically I say it's about like right here. Like this tier list, like S, A, and B tier. These are the characters that if these are the only characters in the game, to me personally, it make the game a little bit better. I would like it a lot better without any of these characters, honestly. Because all these characters down here are just so they're either busted, they're not fun to fight against, or you know they're they're just not fit for the game. I guess I don't know. Like they need reworked, especially Hera. Like Hera, Oleron, like those two are just so strong. They don't make any sense as a mage either, really. Like, because their ult, like, her ult gives her, like, a personal bodyguard tank thing that's just OP as hell. And he gets just an absolutely ridiculous ult that just shuts down an entire team instantly. So, yeah, but I'm definitely feeling better with this. Definitely a lot more polished, I feel. A lot more diversity in the tiers instead of, like, having majority of them in F. This is a lot better, a lot more realistic, I feel. Without further ado, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.